Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Homeschool Minnesota. My name is Dale Andit. It's so good to have you guys here today. If you've been here for any length of time, you know that I am a huge fan of Masterbooks. I love them. They do not sponsor this program. They do not. They're just so good that I just keep coming back to them over and over again. I'm just so grateful for a company like that. That number one, their curriculum is just rooted in the Word of God. It reflects God's character and nature. This is not something you see everywhere, and I'm just so grateful for it. And it's quality stuff. It's beautiful. It's eye-catching. It's, if you guys remember, I did the world geography thing, and I thought to myself, man, I want that book, and I'm not even homeschooling because the pictures in there are phenomenal, and the information, it's like keepsake curriculum, which is so weird to say because, you don't put keepsake and curriculum in the same sentence, but that's what it is, and they make it so easy for parents. So they come up with a little idea that I think is so cool, and we're coming up on summer vacation, and many of you, it's the beginning of summer vacation. Kids are excited. They're out there doing the thing. They've got their lives going. But at some point in the next probably couple weeks, they're going to be like, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. Can I watch TV? Can I play video games? And you're going to be just like, come on, you guys. Let's, this is summer. Masterbooks has your back. They have electives that they have kind of just curated a little bit. There's electives that they have almost all year round, if not all year round. Correct, Katelyn?
That's correct.
Yeah,
there's
they do.
physical electives and there's video electives.
Exactly. And so there's electives that you can sign up for now that are fun electives, not necessarily academically driven electives that would really help your child and give them something to do, but also give them some credits in school, which is a win-win in my opinion. And bigger win is that they're actually stuff that your family can do together. And so you could do all the kids in one elective, or you could do the whole family in one elective, which is really, really great. So I would like to introduce, we've had her on before, Katelyn Morris from Masterbooks, and she's going to talk to us about the summer electives. Hi, Katelyn.
Hello, thanks for having me back on.
Thanks for coming. First, before we get anything, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are and your family a little bit.
Sure, absolutely. So my husband and I have been married since 2007, and we've been in full-time ministry together at the same ministry since 2008, where I began as a children's minister, and then he came on as the worship minister. And then as we had our 4 children very close in age, I stepped back to begin homeschooling them, and he's remained on at the ministry and is now our associate minister. So we're still going strong there together. We have 4 children. We have 3 boys and a girl, and everybody is right now preteen to teen. So there's a lot of fun emotions and attitudes, and let's call them opportunities for all of us to learn together and to glorify God through where we are in life, if that makes sense. And
It really does.
I've been with
Teachable
Masterbooks
moments.
for a number of years, and I help operate their Facebook group and the app. And I get to connect with homeschooling parents every single day, and it's so much fun.
I love it. Yeah, we all, I think those of us who have had teenagers in our house or those preteen years, we totally get it. It's never a dull moment. Let's just put it that way. Never a dull moment. So that's good. So tell us about some of the electives, the fun electives and classes that are coming up with Masterbooks this summer. Some of the good ones, like I saw geocaching. What are some of the ones that are coming?
So the first differentiation I'll make is that we have our physical courses and resources over at masterbooks.com. That's the main website for all of those physical courses that you can order and get shipped to your home. And then we have a separate website that's called masterbookacademy.com. And so over on the Academy, you're going to find either supplemental Academy courses, whether that's going to support one of your physical courses, such as science or math. You're going to find supplemental additional teaching to support those. But you're also going to find Academy video instruction that does not support a physical course. And that's what we're talking about today.
Yes.
Are those electives. So within those, you're going to find everything that you need right there at masterbookacademy.com. So you're going to find a digital PDF download of your coursework, if that is included. You're going to find all of the videos you need, a daily schedule, a nice pretty package all over there at the Academy. And so some of the options include music lessons such as piano, ukulele, guitar, and then there's going to be some vocal coaching on singing. There's photography, sign language, Spanish, geocaching. There's going to be art. There's art for drawing the parts of the body, observational drawing, art for the high school students, all kinds of really cool electives that are available for families to enjoy and just try to explore maybe some areas that you've always wanted to look at, but this does that for you in a very great, affordable way where everybody can learn together.
I love that. I think it's really cool how I thank you for differentiating between physical curriculum and the video content that you have. It is true that if you get like a science curriculum from Masterbooks, you can sign up for the Masterbooks Academy companion videos that go along with that science book where they walk through oftentimes the author will walk through like all the experiments and all the, so you can be doing them with somebody, which is great. And it's a lot of fun over there. But I just think that summer is a great time to kind of explore other things and doing a class like photography as a family, for example, would be just a great way to get your family involved in something as you're road tripping or you're going to grandma's or you're in the park or whatever. And to earn some elective courses too. So tell us a little bit, like which ones, also I was thinking that it would be really cool if people thought of like maybe school year more academically, summer more fun electives that your kids can do to kind of give them. And you never know when they're not going to find something that is really their niche, like they take a photography course, they've got some major or art course, and they've got really good skills and they didn't even know that they had, and it becomes a passion for them. So I think that's cool. What is the commitment to these classes for parents and students? Are they
Well,
able to
that
do them
would
whenever
be
they like
unique.
or?
Yeah, that'd be like really unique to each family. It's very adaptable and very flexible. When you purchase an academy course, you get access for 18 months from the date of purchase. So even if your best laid plans to learn ukulele over the summer just crash and burn, that's totally okay because that's life. You have multiple months, 18 months of access where you can pick that back up. Maybe it gets to be winter and this is the time where we're like, oh yeah, we still have access. Let's pick up that ukulele and let's learn because it's cold and dark and we need
Yeah.
something to do as we are all stuck in the house. So
Yes.
even if your best laid plans fail for the summer, you'll still have plenty of access for that. And I love that the courses are adaptable. They do come with a structured, suggested schedule. And I always highlight that word suggested because as homeschoolers, we make suggested schedules our own.
Mm,
We have to make the curriculum work for us to ebb and flow into our lives, to support our lives so that we're not a master to the curriculum, that it
right.
supports us in our initiatives and goals for our family. So it's very flexible and it's very much meant to be fun. These courses as electives should not feel burdensome. They should not feel like, come on, go get your guitar, go sit at the piano. It's time to do that again.
Yeah.
For the students, even for the families, we would want it to feel like it's fun and desirable and making memories and really great connections. So you don't have to follow the schedule perfectly or get it done within a certain amount of time. Just as long as you get it done within your 18 months of access, you're going to come away with a lot of great things as a result.
Yeah, I think that one of the things I always hear in Minnesota, I grew up, my dad was a pastor when I got older. And I remember growing up, just like how church attendance in Minnesota would kind of drop a little bit. Mostly because in Minnesota, we're lucky if we get 3 full, months of summer, Well, not these past few years. They've been a little bit like weird, but we have a very short summer in Minnesota, and it can feel like somehow we're gypping ourselves if we're doing school during it. But a lot of these electives can be used, like you said, they're very flexible. You have 18 months to complete them once you purchase them. It's not like you've got to get them done in a 3-month period or 1 semester or something like that. You actually have time because Masterbooks understands that, best laid plans, like you said, things just kind of change. But some of these are really great family activities that I think would only be great, would be best in the summer in a state like Minnesota. Like Phi-Ed, I think getting the kids outside and doing your Phi-Ed courses in the mornings and just getting some exercise done, geocaching, art, digital photography, they're great ways to connect with your family and do road trips and things and challenges. But what are some creative ways families can participate in these electives?
Yeah, there were actually a few I failed to mention as well. There's the physical education. So there's a PE course for multiple ages and stages. There's even a course for strength and conditioning for those older teens who are ready to step it up a notch. And
Yeah.
there's also an elective for apologetics for teens. So my mind goes to thinking about, well, what could our family focus on this summer? Maybe we've been sitting around and eating our junk food and we need to get a little more active. Why don't we purchase a median level physical education course and we'll watch the video together? We'll learn how to play the game as it's instructed. And then before it gets too hot outside, let's go outside and do that. Or let's take family walks together or invite people over and use it as an opportunity to invite another family over to play that game that we learned on our academy course and tell them about it and play it with them. There's a lot of opportunities for families to really just be intentional. That's the main thing with whatever
Yeah.
you do, whether that be with Masterbooks Academy or any other component in your life. Be intentional with the time that you have with your kids. So, if you desire to spend more time in nature this summer, take along your photography course and all that you've learned from there. Everybody grab a camera and make a challenge and see who can go find these leaves and take a photo of them.
Mhm.
Bonus points if you find a squirrel, or bonus points if you get a photo of a cardinal, or something like that. And just try to make it fun and add your own
Mhm.
flair to these courses, knowing you know your family well, you know yourself well, and you
Yeah.
know what makes your family have fun when you apply who you are to these courses. So, not everybody's going to be able to sit and learn piano necessarily, but some of you could. And you can all pull together your experience from maybe what mom and dad grew up learning, pool it all together, and just try to have fun together as you see what's available. Try to pick one and say, hey, let's be intentional. Mom and dad are going to make us do this, but it will be fun. And before you know it, it won't feel like school at all because these are really not designed to feel like school. They're designed to be enrichment. And that means to give riches to your life, to make you
Yeah.
feel really great and to come away with a great experience, especially as a family.
Yeah. I think what a fun idea, and I'm always the one who takes it to the next level, I think sometimes, and that can be good or bad depending on who you are. But like if you do a photography course as a family, doing like scavenger hunts and different things, and maybe we're going to do architecture and we're going to go to this particular town nearby and we're going to spend the day just looking for different things. And I want you to find these 5 things and take pictures of it in your perspective. And then at the end of the summer, wouldn't it be fun to put together a family photo book, like on, a website that has that ability or a family calendar? And you could use that for the next year just to remember, this is what we did and this was our photography class that we took as a family. And it's kind of a cool way to kind of bring in something that's lasting along with the class that you took. But another thing that I really love about master books is I get a lot of questions about foreign language. And, it's nice that as homeschoolers, we actually have time to teach our kids a second language in a lot of different ways. And we have Master Books has classes on ASL and Spanish. So can you tell us a little bit about those classes and like who teaches them and what those are like?
Yeah, absolutely. So, first of all, I want to make it known that none of the academy courses do qualify for high school credit.
Mm,
So, these sign language and Spanish classes, they are meant to be for a family, introductory, conversational. They're just to kind of whet your appetite into the world of these foreign languages, but you do learn a lot as a result. So,
yes.
I'll start with sign language. So, on the intro to sign language, the goal of this is to teach basic signs, finger spelling, communication skills, and some cultural awareness and sensitivity so that students can explore an interest. And so, you can begin these as early as around third grade and up. There's really no prerequisites or prior experience needed. So on the conversational one, there's a conversational sign language course, and that is geared toward outreach, which I love. And so
Mhm.
it builds upon what you've previously learned in the introductory level. And this helps students invite friends to church or to meet new people or to do introductions. And then they learn how to ask basic questions through signing and carry on a conversation. And they will also learn how to sign John 3:16. So
Oh,
I think that's
wow.
a really neat concept to give them some of those basic skills. I remember one time it was the dead of winter where I live and I felt so bad. I couldn't get out and I had to order like a grocery pickup because we just needed something. Well, then I felt really bad for the person that did the delivery because that put them out into the components of the weather. Anyways, we worked together, got met up somehow on the icy driveway, and the driver comes out and he's signing. And
Wow.
I was surprised. And I was underprepared, I admit. And if I had, taken some intro to sign language and could at least have finger spelled or had the conversational sign language to say, please, thank you, yes, no, or whatever the basics I would have needed, I would have had the basics from these classes and I would have felt like I was prepared to be in the driver's world at least to
Yeah.
communicate with them. So I did the very best I could, but it was an interesting scenario. So in scenarios like that, like these courses really would be a great foundation for our awareness for the deaf community to at least be able to do a few basic things. And
Yeah.
so it is good to mention that the signs in these courses, they can be slightly different from region to region, but these are a good foundation. And then from there, you could go and further your study with other courses. And so, yeah, the instructor, she was an interpreter who was trained in an immersive setting by deaf instructors before she earned credentials that allowed her to interpret for the state of Alabama at the collegiate level. She's also worked for in the military community in addition to her work with churches. So she's
Wow.
got a great heart and a great background to teach families and students the introductory and conversational level of sign language.
That's so cool. And of course, having lived in Guatemala, Spanish is totally like my second heart language.
Yeah.
I don't use it as often as I'd like, but boy, I tell you what, I'm grasping at that thing because I worked so hard to learn it that I don't ever want to let it go.
Yeah.
But Spanish is also something that our culture in the United States, it's very relevant to learn some Spanish and to be able to reach out to so many people. I can guarantee you that your children know people who speak enough Spanish where it would be good for them to have that that ability to be able to do that with them.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. So, our Spanish course is taught by Aria, and she developed a love of teaching and Spanish in her youth. She just really connected with that. And so, as she got older, she researched the study of language in her college years. And she's a passionate teacher, and she's passionate about helping students learn a second language. And so, when she's going through the intro to Spanish for families, she does take an immersive approach in teaching because she feels that that is the better approach to help them learn it in context, to experience it, and to retain it as you're practicing together. So it's also going to be very conversational and introductory. So there's about 12 units and 70 lessons, and students are going to build vocabulary and conversational skills through topics like greetings, numbers, colors, family, like family members. They're going to
mm,
learn their emotions. They're going to learn about the calendar, beverages. So the goal would be that you as a family could have a family meal and
yeah,
make everybody practice the whole meal in Spanish.
that's
So
cool.
that could be a real challenge for everybody, but a lot of fun to really get your brain going and to connect that way. So, again, this would be introductory. And so, if students want to go from here, they would probably need to find a course that takes them beyond. But just so much fun for families with Spanish. And it would be a fun challenge because I think this would give moms and dads a run for their money because we're the ones telling our students, you need to do your math. It's time for you to do your history. But since this is for families, can you imagine how difficult it's going to be for mom or dad to have to be the student as along with their children? And I
Yes,
think
I
there's going
can.
to be some some empathy and some fun and some,
Yeah,
mess ups along the way where the kiddos are going to catch the parents and be like, no, you didn't articulate that correctly. So
yeah,
I think this could be a lot of fun. And it's going to not just be a one and done for the summer, but learning introductory Spanish is definitely a skill that you can
yeah,
keep with you and take with you wherever you go. And those kiddos are going to recognize, hey, I just heard that in a commercial,
yeah,
or I just saw that on a product. I know what that is
yeah.
because I took this course for Masterbooks.
Yeah, I love that. And can you explain, maybe you can't, Caitlin, but can you explain geocaching a little bit so that people understand kind of what it is? It's kind of a unique, cool thing. And if though for those who aren't aware of what it is, can you just explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so it's like a real world outdoor treasure hunting game that
Yeah,
anyone can participate in. And so the Academy course is really just teaching about how to do that. There's going to be a lot that they're going to learn about latitude and longitude, locations, using GPS to track where these little hidden things are. They're not like hidden underground, but
yeah,
there's like a little treasure box or a little something that you are supposed to use all of your skills and GPS enabled devices like smartphones to navigate to a specific set of coordinates and to find hidden containers. And those are called the caches. And so it's basically a big hide and seek, it encourages outdoor exploration and
mhm.
problem solving and critical thinking to find, and the main thing that they
Teamwork.
all have is like a little log inside where you would write and say, "I found it," or write your name, and then you could go back onto, the website or the source of this one and say, "I completed the challenge," and then it's just fun to see how many you can get.
Mm,
They're in all areas, I believe. So there's a lot for your area locally, or even if you're traveling and you're on a trip somewhere, you could take what you learn from John Stamper's geocaching course. And maybe if you're on family vacation in a different state
yeah.
and, everyone needs a little something to do, go see what you can find with geocaching as a family.
Yeah, that's so good. Well, thank you so much, Caitlin. I really do appreciate you guys. I appreciate Master Books and Master Books Academy so much. And of course, again, everything will be in the description of the podcast so you can find it if you need to. And, don't wait till they're bored. Maybe have it in your back pocket, mom. And start, just start. Just say, hey, a couple times a week, we're going to do this as a family just for something fun and kind of to get us off of the screens or to get us, outside or whatever it is that you're thinking that you need your kids to be doing. You know your children, you know your family, you know what you guys can handle. So, yeah, I just want to thank you so much, Caitlin, for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. My final encouragement to families
Yeah,
is just to create some rhythms. Okay. It's not a firm, fast schedule. We do
right.
this at this time. Just create some rhythms, and you might be surprised that they will help get you through the summer months with giving you a
Yeah.
little bit of structure that also provides breathing room. And I think it's going to be a blessing for all of you to do this together as a family if done so intentionally.
So good. Always looking for the family time. And as our kids get older, we need to kind of create those moments a little more intentionally. It's true. So thank you guys so much for being with us today. We appreciate you. We appreciate you listening. Stay tuned for more stuff coming up this summer. We've got a lot planned this summer. So thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.